Okay. Now, this is why I'm saying we really don't give Daniel his props. He knew he was going to get put in the lion's den. He went up in his chamber in front of the window and prayed and thanked God. Not once, but 3 times a day. Really? Daniel's the man. Really, y'all got to give him his props. So don't tell that Daniel, oh, he faced some lions, he was praying. No, he knew that his life, he knew he was going to face these lions. But he trusted God. If you trust God, he was bold for God. He was like, I'm going to just open these windows on up and go ahead and pray. Let y'all see me. Yeah, give Daniel his props. Who wants to be like Daniel? All right. Okay, so here's another point. The other key that I seen in this book just really got good to me when I was studying it. They said Daniel prayed and gave thanks. You see that? And gave thanks. So although he knew this means life or death, he was still thanking God. How awesome is that? You still praise through. You're about to face some lions. You might want to start praising God. So go ahead and praise through it. That's the main thing to take from Daniel. Okay, 11. Okay. Now that part cracks me up. Really? People acting like they just walking by, like, oh, we just happen to be walking by your window and seeing you up there. No. Y'all planned that. Stop playing. So this is the point you can take from that. When you leave church and that person just drops by your house with all this foolishness, the devil planned that. That's not just a drop. I happened to be dropping by. No, you didn't. The devil is a lie. In the middle of the night when you get that call, oh, I just happened to be. No. It's a plan. The devil has a plan. They said in agreement. They already had this worked out to try to take you down. So they had this plan, and they happened to be walking by and see Daniel praying. Be careful of the I just happened to be walking by. Okay, 12.
Then they came near and said before the king concerning the injunction, O king, did you not sign an injunction that anyone who makes petition to any god or man within 30 days except to you, O king, shall be cast into the den of lions? The king answered and said, the thing stands fast according to the law of the Medes and the Persians, which cannot be revoked.
Okay, so this is what you can take from this verse. Be careful when people ask you something they already know the answer to. It's a setup. And I know I'm going to give you some more legal one-on-one. The first thing they taught us in law school, if you're questioning a witness, never ask a question you don't already know the answer to. So if I'm asking you a question on the stand, it's a setup. You might want to watch how you're about to answer that. So be careful when people are, girl, didn't she say this? Or wasn't, I don't know, I can't think. Didn't one time you already know the answer to that. That's a setup. That's mess. Cut it down. Shut it down. All right, the next thing, and I got this from my mom, this honorable first lady. She always taught me, don't ever say something that you can't repeat. So you need to be careful what's coming out of your mouth, because Daniel's, King Darius, he's like, yeah, this is the law. You got to worship me. Then they're like, hey, remember you said this? Be careful, because it's going to come back to you, and you better be able to repeat it. Now, when I was younger, Mom, and I have to apologize, I didn't really get it. I thought it just meant like, oh, I ain't scared to tell them. Yeah, that wasn't the point. It's not about being scared to tell somebody. It's about be careful what you say, because it might come back. So I finally got it now. Sorry for, yeah, it was nothing about being scared to tell people to their face. Okay, let me go through 13. Let's do 13. I'll paraphrase it. So they, after the king, they asking them somewhere. They already know. Now, didn't you say anybody that was praying? And he's like, yeah, that's the law. So they're like, they is like, well, Daniel, your boy Daniel, because remember, he is about to put Daniel over the whole kingdom. This is his boy, your boy Daniel. He's disrespecting you. He's up here in front of a window, king, bowing down 3 times a day. He's disrespecting you. So now King Darius has to deal with, he made a law. People are looking at him. And then his friend, he got set up. They pumped him up. Oh, king, live forever. Now what are you going to do? It's your boy doing it. So they set him up. So now King Darius is struggling with this. And he didn't make a decision fast enough. If you go to verse 16, they came back to King Darius, and they were asking him, King, hey, you put this law in place. You said it. Remember you said last Sunday? Remember that? You said it. You got to do it. So he went ahead and commanded that Daniel be thrown into the lion's den, although it was something that really broke his heart and he was troubled with. So if you go to read verse 20.
As he came near to the den where Daniel was, he cried out in a tone of anguish. The king declared to Daniel, "O Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God, whom you serve continually, been able to deliver you from the lions?"
Okay. Now this is deep, y'all. Why you threw a person in the lion's den? Why are you going down there at the break of day just talking about Daniel? Is that one of the names of the lions? Really? You threw somebody in the lion's den. Why would he do that? Why do you think he did that? Because these people may be non-believers, people you work with on your job or in the community. They may be non-believers. They're not saved, but they're knowers. They know the God you serve. They know the power of God. So this king, although he threw anybody else he threw in the lion's den, it was a wrap. But early that next morning, he came in there, Daniel, because he knew the power of God. So that means you really have to be on your walk has to be strong, because these people, they know the power of God. They just looking at you to see if you're going to mess it up. Don't mess it up. Okay. 21.
Then Daniel said to the king, "O king, live forever. My God sent his angel and shut the lion's mouth, and they have not harmed me, because I was found blameless before him. And also before you, O king, I have done no harm."
Okay, so 23, I'll paraphrase that. Basically, the king takes Daniel out the den, and he was happy nothing happened to Daniel. Number 24, I'll go ahead and paraphrase that one. So when Daniel found out these people that had been flattering him, "Oh, Daniel, you the man. We got to make sure don't nobody praise nobody else but you." Once he found that out, guess what he did? He ordered them to be put in the lion's den. So the point to take from that is you might want to be careful of the trap you set for somebody else. Be careful what you're talking about on somebody else, because it'll come back to you. But even more so, this is how the devil works, and this is sin. This is sin all night long. Not only is your sin going to come back on you, but it affects everybody connected to you. So not only did these people get thrown in the den, he threw in kids. Don't that sound kind of harsh? Kids, you hear about kids, and hey, it's the word. Kids getting shot up, or they just seem so innocent, and they're losing their lives young. The sins of their fathers, the sins of their parents, the kids have to suffer for it. Through the kids in there, through the spouse. Make sure you're living right, for real, because I'm not trying to get right. So I need you to be living right, because I'm not trying to have nothing happen to me. Right? So even your spouse is affected by it. All those around you are affected by your sin. That's how strong sin is. Stay away from it. Just like Chantel was talking about it. Just keep that junk. Just let God scrape that right on off the top. You don't want to be nowhere near it. Okay. So here's the point. After all that, God used Daniel's willingness in verse 25. This king made a decree that everybody under his dominion is going to serve God now. So imagine if Daniel was scared and just fainting when they say he was going to go into the lion's den. I mean, I might have fainted. I don't know. I probably would have fainted. But anyway, he used his willingness to save a whole nation of people. So you have to be willing to face the lion. You have to be willing to face that thing that's uncomfortable. You have to be willing to face that situation that might make you lose your job. Maybe God's just setting it up because he has something better for you. So you have to be willing, because people and people's salvation is connected to you being bold enough and having faith in God to face that lion. So walk in faith, not fear. Trust God if you really trust him. If you really trust him. But I got to go back to this praise. And the main thing that Daniel did was he was praying, yes, and we got the praying part down. Because as soon as something goes wrong, everybody start praying. Really? People, God's probably like, who? I don't remember your name. Like, let me look. You ain't prayed to God in 5 years. As soon as something starts going wrong, oh, God, hey, God, you remember me? I know it's been about 5 years. But the extra thing that he did was he was thanking God. I'm praising you for facing it. Yeah, I'm scared. Yeah, it's uncomfortable. I'm good. Thank you, baby. Yeah, it could be potentially hurtful. Yeah, I can probably lose my job. But I'm going to praise you anyway. I'm going to praise you in the midst of it. And if you have already been delivered out of the situation and you're just now about to go into it, you're just now about to fight the lions, don't hate on somebody who's just had a miracle done. You need to join them in rejoicing. You need to join them. You need to be in the praise position so you can receive that. Where's that? Can you guys come help me out real quick? You know I like illustrations. For y'all that don't know me, just bear with me. Okay, this. I'm not going to use any real money, but it's green. Hey, no, I'm like, okay. But here, you need to be in a position of praise and pray and rejoicing with those that rejoice so that you can receive a blessing. So, T, if you can help me out, show me somebody who's hating on somebody else. They don't want to praise. What they look like? They got an attitude because they going through this. They got to fight this lion. This position look familiar to anybody? Why me? Really? Okay, now show me the person that's going to praise. I'm still facing the lions, but Sister Melissa done already came out. I seen God work it out for her, so I'm going to praise with her. This praise puts you in a position to receive blessings. Now watch this. You're complaining. You don't want to give any praise. He's not in a praise position. So here's the blessings. Okay. But now you're going to praise through it. You're going to praise with Sister Melissa. You're going to praise although you're going through it. It puts you in position. Okay. Can you go ahead and play that for me? Thank you, Lord. So I want to be in position, in a praise position. I know there's some lions that personally I have to fight. I'm fighting lions all day long. Or not. Actually, no. Let me correct that. I'm not fighting lions because you don't see anywhere in the Bible where Daniel was fighting lions. You don't see anywhere in the Bible where King Darius went in and was like, oh, that lion's arm is over there where he was beating up lions. All he had to do was being willing to face the lions. God does. It's not your fight. It's not your fight. God's taking care of it, but he needs you to show up, and so he can show up. So no, I'm not fighting. I'm facing lions. I face lions, but I'm going to stay in a praise position. And I'm going to share this with you real quick about being in a praise position. I'm just going to be real, one of those transparent moments like my sister. There's a coworker of mine. There's a promotion that came up, and she got it. Now, granted, she's been doing this like 15 years longer, but still, initially, and we're friends. But she got this promotion, and at first I was like, man, I wish that would have been me. My initial reaction, that human side, your human reaction, but then is how you react to that. And I'm like, the devil is a lie. She's a believer. God knows what she needs. I've been here like 3 minutes, and I'm already sitting next to people that was managing me when I came in. So really, I need to be thankful for her. I want somebody to be thankful with me. I want somebody to rejoice with me. So I go to her, and I'm like, I'm thankful for you. And the more I said, I'm really thankful for her. And so she was like, she started breaking down and was like, God knows what I need. I had this going on and stuff with my daughter. And she just started naming all these financial hardships. I was like, good Lord, here, use that Monopoly money. I'm like, she needed it, but she's a believer, so God made a way for her. So I want to stay in a position to praise. I could have been like this and then end up missing out on whatever God has for me, but he's taking care of her. He can take care of her. He can take care of me. So talking about being in this position of praise, I just wanted to share that with you. Don't hate. Even if it's your initial thought, check